Well, a lot of companies are so unhappy with their website. It looks old, it's out of date, it's not getting customers. But you know what? Sage Tree gets it. Since 2005, Sage Tree has been helping companies with websites that look great, work great, and get leads. Stop being frustrated by your website and get one that you're going to be proud to share. Contact Sage Tree today and get a website that makes the phone ring. Getting started is super easy. Call 866-728-9100. That's 866-728-9100 and get that website fixed today. All right, we got Desi Bergman in the house, the Not Me aficionado, which is the most fantastic thing that we started, wouldn't you say, with San Diego County Gun Owners?
Back in 2019.
Wow, that far long back. So what is the most common story or reason why a woman signs up for Not Me?
So, Dave, a lot of women come to us for a few different reasons, but I would say it's primarily for the reason that Not Me SD was started, back in 2019, and that's because they were a victim of domestic violence or sexual assault. And, as you know, Not Me SD is San Diego County Gun Owners' initiative to stop sexual assault and domestic violence. And, Dave, did you know that 1 in 3 women are victims of sexual assault or domestic violence? And in 91% of those domestic violence or sexual assault occurrences, they were women.
One in 3 blows me away.
I know.
Right?
I didn't even that number is hard to even fathom. I don't even understand that number.
Well, you don't know the fear.
You don't know the fear. And the fear that you can also talk about, too, is that in 8 out of those 10 cases, the women knew the person that sexually assaulted her. And to top that off, 63% of sexual assault or domestic violence cases go unreported for fear of retaliation from their partner.
Right. Well, and that's the problem, because it's bad enough that it happened, but then you have to take a shot in the dark that you're going to be treated properly when you say something. Well,
and that you're also going to get the help that you're looking for. Because, again, the fear of your partner retaliating or, you go to the police and you file, a restraining order, sometimes that doesn't happen. And so the fear, I've never been in a situation like that before, Dave, but I can only imagine the fear that these women go through.
I'd be more worried if I was the assaultant up and going skew. I might get shot.
I don't know if I'm the type of girl you might want to mess with in that sense.
That's kind of where I'm going with that. And
that's exactly what we want, by the way.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we want. That's
goal.
exactly what we're going for.
Yeah.
No, without a shadow of a doubt. So when you say it's like a program, kind of give us an A to Z.
Yeah, so if we talk about the Not Me SD program, it's very easy for you to get help from us, right? So if any woman is wanting to get help from Not Me SD, it's simple just to go to notmesd.org, and you're going to fill out an application. That application has a few questions on there that we're just trying to understand what you're looking for. And once you fill out the application, it comes to me, and I assign an ambassador to you or to them, and they're there to help you every step of the way. So the way the ambassador's role works is if you're looking for a firearm, we're going to help guide you on how to pick out a firearm for the first time. Or if you're looking for training, we want you to get set up with an instructor like Alicia. But a great way to start is always to start with our shooting socials, because at these shooting socials, it's a very cost-effective way to kind of get started. You get paired with a mentor, and they're there to kind of guide you through some basics. Shooting socials are never a substitute for an actual training. From the shooting socials, we want women to go on and get more training, of course, but it's a great starting point. And the other big thing that I really love working with, too, is helping women get their CCW. So every 6 weeks, like clockwork, I do a seminar that I actually walk the ladies through the process on how to get their CCW. And for those of you listening, I have another one coming up next week on the 7th that if you're interested, definitely let us know, and we're happy to get you that information.
What's it going to cost?
These seminars are free, and the great thing about the program, Dave, is Not Me SD is free for anybody that's looking for help. So we don't charge you $1. We want you to get the answers. That's what we're here for.
So the CCW seminar is virtual. It's online.
Correct.
And how do they get that? How do they get the password?
You can either fill out the application, and you automatically get signed up for all of the emails and the newsletters that I send out. So the newsletters go out once a week, and I have women-specific resources on these newsletters, very heavily promoting the CCW seminar right now. So if you're looking to take that, definitely sign up, or you can email me directly. It's just Desiree@notmesd.org.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Sounds like a program for a guy.
What do you mean? What do you mean sounds like a program
Half
for a
these
guy?
guys don't know how to get a CCW. Have you talked to them?
Yeah, well, and that part, of course, applies to everybody.
Yeah,
I agree.
Definitely.
How do you become a volunteer?
So volunteers reach out to me directly, and I love having my volunteers. So the ambassador's role, again, within the Not Me SD program is to really be that resource and hold her hand through the journey. A lot of time, these women that come to us, they have been a victim, and so they want to take back their safety into their own hands. So they're scared, they don't know where to go, and that fear is something that, we want to hold her hand and show her the way. So the ambassadors are all volunteers, which is fantastic. And they're all gun-loving girls just like myself that we love to help people.
Right.
And Dave, you think girls like to talk? Get a girl talking about guns? Like, we will talk for
I was
hours.
going to say, you'll never get the class
No.
over.
And
how about a group? How about if I, because a lot of times that women work together maybe, or they're just close friends, and nobody individually wants to cross that line.
all it takes is one.
Yeah. But if you went as a group, I kind of encourage that, because that way they all can come out, hang out together and talk. And,
Yep.
It's like going to the bathroom.
Exactly. When you go to the gun
that's
range
right, 'cause
together.
y'all get up and go together. That's right.
Exactly. And I love seeing different groups come to these shooting socials like over and over again. Like, I have a group of 3 that's at these shooting socials every month. And they come because they love to shoot and they want to learn more. And what's funny is when you shoot, you can't have long nails. Like, it really hinders like your grip. And I had one girl that the first time I saw her, she had really long nails. And I was like, you can't shoot and you can't grip a gun like that. And so the next time I saw her, she was like, Desi, look. And she had actually cut her nails shorter so she could shoot the gun better.
You cut them all short, or just that one?
She did them all because she was trying to keep them, uniform and keep them looking nice still. But yeah.
I'd have just cut the one.
They should probably, that's the next step for gun manufacturers, is to design a handgun
that you can wear
for people with long nails. There you go.
You let me know how that patent
$1 million
works.
idea right there.
Let me know how that patent. You're going to go over to the Shark Tank?
Yeah, exactly.
There's his idea.
Yeah, there's an idea.
Right. But I love my ambassadors. I mean, it really has become a sisterhood that, we've really created within
That's
these
what's
women.
happening.
And, girls that love to help each other. I mean, we stick together. And Alicia, like, you've been a volunteer of mine for over a year now. So what brought you to me to help out with this program? Like, why are you so passionate about it?
So being that it's a women-run organization, there's unfortunately, and it's definitely growing, getting better, but there's a limited pool of women that are willing to step up and take these roles. And I was willing, and I thought, if I'm willing and I have the skills, I'm going to do it. I have to. And there's so many more women out there that don't realize that they can. I want to really empower it. If you have an interest, if you have a desire to help other women, you may not be as well versed in the gun world. We can help you with that. But if you have a passion, desire to help, there's a place.
And what's interesting is in the past couple of years, you've had this industry that's been heavily dominated by men. I mean, I remember before when I go to range, like, I would be sometimes the only girl there, right? But now you have this big shift going where a lot more women shooters are coming out, and you have a lot, like, I see more women now in the ranges than I did before. And what's also interesting is if you look at the statistics, more women have bought firearms in the last 2 years than they ever have. I think it was 50% of new gun purchases have been by women. And
Sounds
so,
about right.
yeah, you have this new, group of women that are coming up because they want to protect themselves. I mean, I remember back in 2020 when COVID hit, I saw a huge increase in applications for Not Me. Like, it was just like overnight when the world changed, women knew that they had to step up and take their safety into their own hands because they didn't know what the world was going to happen. And so right now, I still see that trend where women are just, they want to be their own protector. And when you can teach someone how to shoot and you can teach them about firearm safety and you can help them get their CCW, that's an empowerment and a feeling that you can never take away. I know, especially for me, like, when I go to the range and I'm having like a great day, like, I'm doing great with my shots, like, it's very empowering. And so to be able to teach women that, it's something that they're never going to forget for the rest of their lives.
They seem like they get even more excited than a guy does, it seems to me.
They're not afraid to show it. I think men feel it.
Yeah, they're not
I
afraid
think
to, like,
so.
dance on the range. Be like, yeah, I just got some good shots,
Yeah.
It's that excitement. And guys are just like, yeah, it's okay, whatever,
One of the, I never even thought of that. That's what Mike probably did.
I dance on the range.
I figured you did.
He
You
is
know
the
what?
one dancing. He heels around and he's like, all right, cool, I'm good.
You step back and you watch people on the line shooting, what's kind of comical is a lot of people do a little dance in between shots. They don't
Really?
realize that they adjust their grip, they'll adjust their feet, they'll do like a little shake and a little
Yep.
dance, and they go back and do round, the next round. It's kind of
I
comical to watch.
love watching new shooters on the range too, because their stance, for anybody that knows how to properly stand, it's always so comical to watch new shooters because there's always what I like to call kind of like the squat and like the butt out and like sticking your arms out stance. And anytime I see it, I laugh because It's funny, and it's always with the new shooters.
What do you call it? It's the Yosemite Sam.
Is that the
Remember?
Yosemite Sam
Yeah,
stand?
the Yosemite Sam.
Is that
Remember
what it
that
was?
guy?
I thought it was off of Beverly Hills Cops.
What?
You know, when they're at the range. You know,
Oh,
the
yeah,
guy-
yeah, yeah.
That too.
They always push their hands way out and kind of
I
squat back.
prefer that though over the alternative.
What would be that? Oh,
Well, you know, a lot of new shooters, until it's pointed out to them, I call it the butt suck. They throw their hips forward and their upper body back.
yeah, because they don't.
Yeah.
But they don't know how to stand. It's
Right,
like
right. And then you point it out to them. You kind of give them, you know, you kind
Gives them
of
tips.
They send it the other way.
like
So-
golf. You know, I mean, when you go to hit a
Stance
golf
is
ball,
important.
I mean, you know, you got to be shown properly how to.
Mhm.
And it's the same thing with firearms. If you're not shown properly how to hold the gun, how to
Right.
stand, like everything just goes off.
Right. Not going to hit anything.
No, you're not going to hit anything.
Good.
You know, I've been involved with this program, Dave, since 2019, right? That was really when I kind of took in and started taking over. So it's been about 3 years since I've been involved with this program. And it's very important for me because I've always had a passion for helping people, right? Like, but I never knew where I could kind of fit in to, you know, offer that help. And when I discovered what Not Me SD was, and I started, you know, really diving into the program and seeing the effect that I've been able to make with these women and also with the program, I really feel like I kind of found my place, that this
Right.
is where I'm supposed to be and this is where I'm supposed to help women. Because, you know, like being able to teach a woman to take her safety into her own hands and that empowerment. I mean, think about someone that's been a victim of domestic violence or sexual assault. You have to think about all these things that are going through their mind and the unfeeling of not being safe that goes through their head. And if you can even help mitigate that just a little bit,
Yeah.
whenever they go out into public or, you know, they walk down the street, they're not going to feel as scared.
Right.
You know, when we get back in our next segment, let's talk about some of the stories. Let's
Yep.
tell some of the stories. You know, without getting too specific or
course.
names or whatever, but there are some really cool stories that have come out of your work in this program.
I agree.
I look forward to it. Hey, is there a better tool that empowers a woman to defend against an attacker that's 100 pounds bigger? That's why it's so important for women to learn how to defend themselves with the most effective self-defense tool ever invented. For women led by women, that Not Me program is designed to help with training, purchasing a gun, and getting a concealed carry permit. And guess what? It's totally free. Sign up today. Go to notmesd.org. The program is also available in Orange County and Inland Empire. So get help today at notmesd.org. And we have Desi with us today. Could you do this like as a gift certificate to somebody?
I mean, the
Yes.
program's completely free, so I don't
Oh, yeah.
know what
well,
you'd
you
be
know, like an
paying for.
invitation.
So a lot of times what I've seen people do is if they want someone to go to a shooting social for the first time, they'll go in and purchase the ticket and give that to them as a gift.
Okay, there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
And that's a great way to kind of start.
They can offer to buy the woman's first gun.
Can someone
Hey.
buy me a gun? Wouldn't be my first, but I mean, I'm open.
I thought you were asking for diamonds.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend, right?
Yeah. I could see that. I could see that. So tell us about some of the stories. Or
So-
first off, how many people have you signed up? How many on your team?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So since 2019, when Not Me SD was formed, we've had over 750 women apply to the program. Out of the 750 right now, we're at about 700 graduates. So that means that we've helped 700 women get a firearm for the first time. We've helped them get training. And I would say 8 out of 10 of those women that have gone through the program have gotten their CCW. And what I love is when we help these women come through the program, I've had a good handful come back and become ambassadors because they really love the experience that they had in the program, and we helped them so much that now they want to give back. And what's great is they're confident enough that they have the knowledge, you know, that they want to help someone else, which is fantastic. And this program, you know, we've helped so many women, but there are always those specific ones that kind of stand out to me that really kind of hit home. And there was a more recent one that actually happened to where I had one of my ladies come to the range and she was at a shooting social and she kind of pulled me aside after. She's like, hey, Desi, you know, this is great. You know, I learned a lot today. You know, my ex-husband's actually getting out of prison, you know, in the summertime. And I really need to get my CCW because I'm afraid that he's going to come back and hurt me. She had been domestically abused, unfortunately. And so she was really scared. And the reason why she was starting to learn how to shoot was because she wanted to become her own protector. And so we started talking about her CCW and getting her started with the application process. And so, you know, I really kind of took her aside and we were really talking about the application. And then I hopped on a couple of Zoom calls with her to help her with the application itself as well. And she applied for her CCW. Now, mind you, the ex-husband's getting out of jail in the summertime. And so my idea was really, of course, to get her CCW before he was out. So that way she had that protection. And so Mike and I actually worked with the CCW division, and we got her application pushed up. She's already had her first appointment. So she's actually in her 90-day background check right now. So by the time, summertime comes around, she'll have her CCW, and we're going to be working to get her a lot of training so that way she knows how to proficiently use her firearm before then. But the gratitude that I've had from this individual was something that it's very rewarding to help her, because she told me, she's like, Desi, no one's ever helped me like this before. Like, you helped me get my CCW with the application process, and you said that you would help try to push the application, to get it done quicker. And I never thought that would happen, but you followed through. And I feel so much safer now because of you and this program. And I'm eternally grateful for what you guys have done for me.
Isn't that awesome? Is that a cool story?
That's a really cool story.
And how many women have we talked?
700.
700 women.
700 women.
Gone through this from the
But
beginning.
that is nothing compared to San Diego County. I mean, I think we have 3.5 million people here. So
I know. It's
yeah,
Drop in the bucket.
it's just a drop in the bucket. And I want to help
That just means you're motivated.
I'm very motivated to help as many women as we can. And my goal for 2023 is to help at least 200 more women.
Right.
And the problem is that we just need to get the word out there. Like, a lot of women don't know that we're here. And the other problem that you find is kind of like what we had talked about earlier, is people don't like to talk about what happens to them. And there's still that stigma that I don't want to get a firearm. Like, I don't want to do that, right? But when you can have a firearm for women, it's an equalizer. I mean, think about that 100-pound man that could be twice as big as you. And unfortunately, if you're put into a situation where they're trying to attack you, you're almost helpless to defend yourself. I hate to say it. Like, I'm not a feminist, right? But a gun is an equalizer. And so when you're put into these situations where you have to protect yourself, knowing that you have a firearm with you and you can use that to protect
the confidence level. Your
Exactly.
confidence goes up tenfold.
Exactly. And we don't just, of course, firearms is our primary purpose with Not Me, but I also love to promote like Joe's, pepper spray and situational awareness class. Like, we've done that with Joe a few times, which is great. We've done Krav Maga classes, which are very specific to women in self-defense situations. So we want to be that great resource for women to kind of add more of those tools to their tool belt so they can protect themselves and have that empowerment.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I'm more into being proactive, not reactive.
Exactly. And I, again, have never been in a situation, knock on wood, that I've had to defend myself, but I practice what I preach, and I'm the one that's at the range shooting. I have my CCW, right? So I want to make sure that these women can be their own protector. And that feeling, I mean, Alicia, you've helped some of these women before. It's a feeling that you can never take away.
Yeah. And there's a broad range of what the women come looking for too. A lot of them are looking for CCW, but there's some that aren't.
Right.
Like, I've helped women that were really, all that they wanted is they wanted someone to go to the gun store with them, because they were a little intimidated. They didn't know what they wanted. They didn't know what to say. They didn't know the right verbiage. They just wanted someone to be there so that they could make the they often already knew what they wanted because there was other discussions prior, but they just needed someone to hold their hand and just be there.
Or they knew they wanted a gun. They just didn't know what they wanted.
And all those things are what we're here to do, here to help with.
And what's crazy is if you go into a gun range still, I would say 9 times out of 10, there's a man behind the counter, right? And so the men are the first to say, oh, you want this little gun or you want that gun. We're like, everybody's got their opinion on what their gun is. Like, you can go into 5 different ranges and they're going to tell you 5 different guns to buy.
Right.
But women, again, we're made differently, right? Like, my hands might be a little bit smaller or bigger than someone. So, a Glock 19 might not fit my hand, right? So there's a lot of things that we have to really talk with these women through. And, what are you looking for a firearm for? Is it for home defense? Like, do you eventually want to get your CCW, right? Like, with purchasing a firearm, there's so many factors that you really have to think about. And a lot of times when these women come to us, they don't know how to answer them.
So that's actually a good. Jackson's got a question for you. That's a good.
Jackson, you got a question for me?
Yep, go for it.
He just
What you
remembered.
got? Oh, I know. I think I know what the question might be.
What's your favorite gun?
My favorite gun. I knew that question was going to come. I think you're very famous for that, aren't you?
Yeah, almost every call-in guest gets that question.
So I would say I have a new favorite gun, and it's actually a gun that was my dad's, and it is a Python. So it's a revolver blue steel Python.
Ooh.
Yes, it is beautiful, and it was my dad's side carry gun actually when he was a sheriff a number of years ago. And my mom seems to think she's keeping that gun, but it's with me and it's never going back. Sorry, Mom. But the trigger is just like butter, and I love shooting that gun when I go to the range.
You'll have to go sometime.
Yeah, if you come with me, I'll let you shoot it sometime.
Would you like to shoot a python?
Yes.
You know what a python is, don't you, Dave? They're beautiful guns, aren't they?
Beautiful. Yeah, and Action Jackson will even clean it for you.
You're gonna polish it up for me?
Potentially.
Potentially?
Well, then he'll give it to Mike, and Mike will have to do it.
That's funny.
I don't polish.
Mike
I
doesn't
don't-
get dirty.
Mike doesn't.
No, you put
Mike
yours in the
doesn't get-
sink.
I
He
put
doesn't
mine.
get dirty.
Yeah, I'll just put it in. Yeah, exactly.
Puts it in the sink.
I put it in the dishwasher.
Oh, that's how you clean guns now? You just put them in the dishwasher?
Put them in
what
the
he
dishwasher.
does.
That's why you get a
It's got
glove.
a dry cycle.
That's
fine.
true.
You guys are crazy. Are you listening to this, Action Jackson?
Who cleans your gun, Jackson?
Mom and Dad.
Oh, they
man.
tag team it. Huh?
You know what's sad? What's really sad?
What?
I've had people come to me that do soak their gun and wonder why it's rusty.
Oh,
So
yeah.
let's put it out there. Please don't do that.
That's what Mike does.
Please don't do that. I know.
Well, no, you put something on it. What was that? The Seal one?
I've tried that. Yeah, Seal one.
Yeah.
They have. What are these? You know those electronic? You put it in like some kind of solution and it
Oh.
electronically
Right.
cleans it.
Like
or
they cleaned your
electrolysis or whatever.
Like a jewelry cleaner.
Yeah,
your jewelry.
yeah, it's really what it is.
Anything
I would
to keep
totally.
from having to take the gun apart.
I would just store it in that thing.
and
I'd put it on my
lose a
nightstand.
spring.
A little barbicide.
See, you're just afraid of losing
Barbicide.
parts. Yeah, you're just afraid of losing parts. That's your only problem.
So what's coming up for Not Me? Do we want to talk about April
Should we
yet?
give a little teaser?
Just
for
give a
what
little
April's
teaser.
gonna-
Yeah, talk a little bit about it.
So April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and I'm putting together a plan where every Thursday in April we're going to have some different kind of training. So the idea is that we're going to do another CCW seminar. So we'll teach you how to get your CCW if you haven't already gotten it. We're also going to do a pepper spray and situational awareness class with our good friend Alicia.
I'll be running that one.
Yep.
All right.
And then we have a really cool class that's called image-based decision making that is going to be pretty awesome. And they're going to kind of tie together with these two classes. And then the idea at the end of the month is to do a nice happy hour that's with a special guest, which we're not going to talk about yet because Mike haven't secured her. But we really
Her,
want
a little hint.
her, hopefully her.
Yeah.
But the idea is every Thursday in April to have a specific event going on for Not Me.
Cool.
So it's going to be a great month. I mean, we always have different events and things like that going around town, but April's going to be a really big focus for us too.
And this is so what she's described as the program, which the program is all the activities,
Yep.
you know, helping women, the shooting socials, the CCW seminars. Those are the activities of it. We haven't announced it yet, and you're going to hear a lot more about it in the future. But we also opened up a 501c3 that will help fund these activities, that will help fund this program.
For the women that can't afford to do it.
Exactly. Can't afford training. Can't afford a gun.
Can't afford ammo.
Right.
Can't afford ammo. Can't afford a CCW. We want to make sure that self-defense is not cost prohibitive.
Right.
So if you're out there and you're listening and you give to a charity, we're trying to capture some of that charitable giving that you do. If you care about the Second Amendment and you're giving to a charity that you maybe don't care about it as much, we want to give you an opportunity to help help with that charitable giving and continue to help the cause in general. So Not Me California does exist. We are taking donations, but we haven't done like a formal rollout and announcement. I think what we're going to do is we're going to make April, the month of April, kind of that
rollout.
that rollout.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
You
What
got to call Tommy. Get her on KUSI.
That's gonna. I think she's
That's
gonna
in
be
the
there.
works. Yep, that's the goal.
Just
Yeah.
tell him.
Tommy's listening, I'm sure.
Just tell him.
Tommy's listening.
He's wonderful. We don't have to. He'll be wonderful.
No,
No,
he'll do it.
worries.
He'll do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I have no
So
worries.
my homework for everybody is to
Uh-oh.
Homework.
tell a friend, tell people that Not Me exists, because we are taking applications at this time. And I want that if there's any woman out there who wants help purchasing a firearm for the first time, or you have unfortunately been a victim of domestic violence or sexual assault, and you're looking for that way to feel safer and to empower yourself to be your own protector, go to notmesd.org. We're happy to help. Just remember, courage, knowledge, power, not me.
I like that. Oh.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.